people are very influential, but we're not getting the truth from these people. We're getting a spin because, again, they're being controlled, and the people working for the mainstream media know which side their bread is buttered on, who's signing their checks, so they have to do what they're told, even though so they've had to sell their honor, their integrity, in order to survive, to keep a job, to keep a paycheck coming in. So they're living in fear. We have a totally fear-based society, fear-driven society. Okay, because the paycheck can be taken away, and you need a paycheck to survive. To exist, you've got to pay your cost of living tax. Duh. So yes, you will comply. You will conform to the whims of your boss. So it's easy to manipulate the mainstream media and the whole educational institutions, the curriculums or lack thereof. Just as important, too, to understand the stuff we're not being taught about as the stuff we are, and how we're being steered, corralled, and manipulated by these people. Essential to understand. God knows it's so damned important to understand the profound nature, the dramatic nature of the things I'm trying to explain. What a departure it would be to prescribe to God's point of view about all this. And this is the only right, logical thing, the only workable, viable solution is that we turn to God in unity and say, God, help us. Please, we all pray and beg God for help and beg one another. Liberals beg conservatives, conservatives begging liberals, Democrats begging Republicans, Republicans begging Democrats, socialists begging capitalists, and capitalists begging socialists. Let's get it together. Let's unify. Let's go up against these monsters and agree we got one whole hell of a lot more in common than out of common. We're God's kids. He loves us. If we just want the same things, really, really want it for others that we want for ourselves and our families, for other people, this is God's will. It makes sense. It's logical. It's reasonable. It's scientific. Then we can do this thing, man. God's going to give us the wherewithal to overcome these monsters, and there's going to be this time in history. It's inevitable. One way or another, sooner or later, it's all prophesied. It's all predicted. At the hand of God, no less. He's helping us. He's working through all of us. Okay? That time is going to come. The end of the age is nigh. Okay? And the beginning of a new age is here. Do you understand? And this is what things are going to change, man. There is going to be freedom in the land. Okay, the captives are going to be set free. I make no bones about that. I say that very confidently. And you can too. It's in your Bible, man. The Bible, belief in God, transcends all this stupid political crap, the economic crap, the social crap that we get mired down in. It's being thrown out there. It's being put in our face, man. Like teams, like gangs, the Blues and the Reds, the Bloods and the Crips, right? God almighty, help us. Because you see, I'm getting nuts when I see how blatantly obvious, glaringly obvious it is to me. How we're all being taken for a ride, man. And I mean a ride. We're on the highway to death and destruction of hell. And we're careening to destruction on this big fat ship of fools, man. And I'm on board. You guys have all dragged me on. You said, no, it's okay. They have a cost of living. That's a tough, man. Suck it up. Go out, kill yourself, man. I don't care if you have a heart attack. I don't care, man. I don't care if you say you won't be a criminal. If you get too desperate, it's tough. Then die out in the cold. Because that's what happens to homeless people that are too meek to commit a crime. I mean, you're stupid. You're an idiot. You should have murdered somebody. You should have raped somebody. You should have done some other heinous crime and survived, gotten your 3 hots in a cot. That's the message. That's where we are. 21st century. And you think that God's not angry? You think that the Bible is just nonsense and made up myth? And that God doesn't have this cup of fury, this righteous, beautiful fury of indignation that he's filling, and he's gonna mete out justice for the saints, for the righteous, the decent, the upright among us. He's gonna protect us. He's gonna frustrate the plans of the wicked and bring those plans to nothing, just like it's promised. These people are going down. They're the weak ones because they have succumbed to satanic spirits. Deceiving, seducing spirits, demonic spirits. That's it. When you live for just this life, okay, and you don't care, you don't think you're going to have to answer, and you just don't even want to, don't even talk about it. You don't think about it. You put it out of your mind. You say, no, it's just about life here and now. That's it. I don't want anything more. I just want to, live life to its fullest now and to hell with the future. Okay. Well, I mean, that's what you're going to get. And just think about, you're going to be stuck in a place. You get to go to a place that you deserve. And it's going to be around like-minded individuals just like yourself. So just imagine what a hell that's going to be. Because God's not going to allow the righteous ones to be bullied around in perpetuity. And remember, the righteous ones are on the left, the right. They're conservatives, they're liberals. They're Democrats, they're Republicans. They're socialists and they're capitalists. And their hearts are pure and clean in the sight of God. Their will is good toward their fellow man. They're going to be accepted into a better world. When they pray the Lord's Prayer, the Lord hears them because their hearts are clean. And He's going to give them their want, the desires of their heart. For everybody to live free on this planet. That's what His will is. That's what makes sense. That's what's logical. Furthermore, that's what's written over and over and over. We're told about the very nature, the character, the personality of God, and His will for us is spelled out in black and white and red. In red, because the New Testament contains the words of Jesus Christ. And no teacher ever superseded Him before or ever will. Okay? The teachings of Christ override all other teachings. That's it. And that's why when I get on people's case like Alex Jones or something, I mean, I just feel that sometimes he lets his political beliefs, which are small-minded, narrow-minded, okay, supersede and override his belief in what God's will is, what Christ's will is, and being a good Christian. And this bothers me because I look up to these kind of people as a parent, because in a very true way, I am the offspring of these outspoken Americans, good Americans that speak out. But when I see that they appear to be deceived, and they themselves are on the highway to hell because they're letting political things override their spiritual things, okay, that they're on the wrong track. They're on the highway to hell. They're with the establishment. They're just creating division, okay? And they're hampering healing in the land by healing the division, and it's fruitless. I mean, that's it. They're spinning their wheels. And I've got to warn them, okay? Just like a child is right sometimes to criticize their parents, and they have an obligation, a duty. So it goes beyond rights, okay? It's a duty. You have a responsibility, an obligation to tell others, explain to them why they're, and that's what I try to do, okay? But I'm not condemning anyone. I'm not judging anyone to that point, but I'm saying, look, we got rotten people, stinking people, bad actors, sick puppies at the top of this food chain. These grand puppeteers that control the issuance of currency, they have perpetual money printing rights, apparently, and we can't dislodge them. We got clowns like Alan Greenspan explaining to the whole world that, hey, nothing any of the politicians can do can override or supersede the policies of the Federal Reserve. We're the most powerful entity in America and around the world by extension. As we all know, America's the most powerful country in the world reserve currency. We're the trendsetter and all this. So you understand the I mean, I'm not crazy. I'm not radical. I'm telling you that just to believe the way I do, though, is a huge departure from the way it is. And once we get that and we can unify on these common grounds of just saying, look, we get it. It is a tiny evil, very, very evil, devoutly evil, decidedly evil, obviously evil. They are admittedly evil people that are controlling this ship of fools careening to destruction. They are controlling the helm. They are controlling the rudder. They are controlling the implementation in between the helm and the rudder. That's very critical to keep things going. The political class, okay? Do you understand how this thing works? So, boy, we got this Adam Schiff character. This guy, there's something, he has got some guilty conscience. This guy, have you seen his eyes? The bag? What is this guy losing sleep over? But this Adam Schiff character, he's filled with some powerful demonic forces. Okay, this guy is up against some badass demon, Adam Schiff. But no, I don't, I feel sorry for him, but he's got some crazy ass eyes. And, you know, he probably could use being, you know, if somebody really cares about Adam Schiff, then they ought to probably try to see if he could use a little mental health and get him committed for at least, you know, 72 hours or something. But this guy, there's something really smacks. I mean, this whole idea with Trump, we got Trump. Oh my gosh, Trump, because he listened to his lawyer. Trump doesn't know the law. So before he does something stupid, he hires a lawyer that knows the law, and the lawyer says, "Yeah, you can give this hush money. I mean, you don't want your wife to find out." And these people, if they're told, that they had a fling with you, your wife's going to find out, and this might be an opportune time that they're going to be paid, to spill the beans, and during the election, it just happenstances during the election, but this is the time when the oven was hot. So this is the time that his attorney said, yeah, it's safe to strike now. I mean, Trump probably had concerns about, is this interfering with the election and the campaigning? So he got counsel. That's what an attorney, a lawyer is, right? He asked his counselor if this was okay to do, and by the counselor's advice, who is, licensed by the bar, right? So